Bienvenidos! Welcome to our kitchen. James McDonald here with yet another episode of If I Can Cook It, So Can You. I'm going to put together a chicken taco dish with a tomatillo salsa to complement it. You may be thinking to yourself, chicken tacos? Anybody can make chicken tacos, and you're right. Again, if I can cook it, so can you. But let's make it special by putting together a really fun and a bit spicy marinade to marinate our chicken for a few hours. This marinade I'm going to put together is going to have charred chiles. I've got guajillo chiles, I've got chile de árbol, plus some charred onions to basically make a very, very, very unique marinade. We'll marinate our chicken for a few hours, we'll get it into the refrigerator, and then we're going to get it out and get it on the grill. Hence the grilling apron, ready for another grilling adventure. While that is marinating, I'm going to go ahead and put together this tomatillo-based salsa that you're going to love. It'll be great with chips, but it's also going to be great with these tacos as well. That's our plan today, south of the border. You're going to love it. I know I'm going to love it. Let's go make it happen. Okay, so before we get really busy, let's go ahead and talk about our ingredients. What are we going to put in? Well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have some garlic. Also, we have our chilies that I mentioned just a minute ago. I've got our guajillo chilies. There's going to be 5 or 6 guajillo chilies. These add some wonderful smoke to whatever you add them to. And these guys here add the kick. These are the chile de árbol. The chile de árbol are very powerful ones, so you want to be careful with this. We're going to put 2 or 3, maybe 4 in our recipe. We're going to also add a couple of onions. We'll put a couple of onions in there. I've also got some allspice. Allspice will give us just a little bit of that south of the border kick. I've got some salt. I've got some pepper. I also have a cinnamon stick. We're going to put a cinnamon stick into this as well. And lastly, a few drops of my black pepper essential oil. This is totally optional, but I really appreciate the additional kick that this gives, the additional flavoring that this brings in. And then a little bit of water. We're going to blend all that up, and then we're going to marinate some chicken. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about these 2 pieces right here, our garlic and our onion. What are we going to do with our garlic and our onion? Our garlic, we're going to basically just peel the head and release all of the cloves. And I'm looking for about 6 to 8 cloves, and I'm not going to peel the cloves. The onion, on the other hand, I'm going to take the outer wrap off, but I'm going to leave the root end connected. And then I'm going to go ahead and slice it up in about 1-inch wedges. Because what we're going to do with both the garlic and the onion is I want to char it up. But on this, I want it basically to all be held together so I can char one side and then flip it over and char the other side. That's our onion, that's our garlic. Let's do it. Okay, now that we have our garlic and our onions all processed and ready to go, we're going to go ahead and get on the stove top. What I'm going to do is turn up our stove top to about a medium-high heat, bring out my cast iron skillet and plop it on there. And we're going to start with the chilies and the garlic first. So we're going to put the chilies and the garlic into the cast iron skillet, and we're basically going to let them char. It's going to take about 1 to 3 minutes or so for the chilies to start to char up on both sides. We want to really be careful. We'll char them up on both sides. The garlic's going to take a little longer, maybe up to about 5 minutes or so. And then once that's done, we'll go ahead and take all of that off, put it aside. The chilies I'm going to go ahead and pop in here. I will take the stems off, of course, but then I'm going to put them on in here. And then we're going to go ahead and smoke up the allspice that I have and get that nice and smoky. And then we're off to the next step. Time to check our onions. What we want to do is get it blackened on each side. Some of these are starting to look fairly good. Okay, let's go ahead and recap. What have we done? Well, we charred up our peppers. They're all in the food processor right here, ready to go. We've now charred up our onions. We've charred up our garlic. I peeled the garlic while I was waiting. The peel basically falls right off after everything's charred. And I've got all of my other spices ready to go. What we're going to do is get everything into the blender. I'm going to go ahead and pulse it for a few times to basically get everything chopped up and kind of blended together. And then I'm going to add our water, and I'm going to blend for about a minute or 2 until everything's kind of smooth. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going. In goes our charred onions. Those smell really good. Wow, that's very, 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 very nice. All right, our charred garlic right there. Oh, I lost one. Didn't lose it for long though. Charred garlic going in. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, we've got our salt. I've got our pepper. I have got our cinnamon stick. And then I'm going to put in a couple of drops of my essential oil that I mentioned earlier. There we go. Just give it that little extra kick. That is not required, not necessary, but I like it. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and pulse this up. Okay, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water. Put it into the top here. Okay, now we're going to blend this till smooth. Oh, that smells, wowzers. That is so aromatic and so, I mean, all of those charred up peppers and the garlic and the onion, it is really, really, really doing a good job here. I may add a little bit more water. That's looking better now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, that's gonna really coat that chicken quite nicely. All right, well, here we are. We've got our marinade all done. I want you to see that right there. Of course, you can see it over here too. But I've got 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs. They're boneless, they're skinless, more or less skinless, and they're ready to go. Some people like skin on, some people like bone in. I just kind of, this is a lot easier for me. So I'm going to dump our marinade right on that, and then we're just gonna mix it up real good and try not to make too big of a mess. That's easier said than done. Once these are all mixed up, they're going to go into the refrigerator. Probably leave them in there for about 4 hours. You don't want to leave these overnight. This will break down the chicken because of all the acidity and everything. But, oh, these are going to be so good. So good. So good, so good, so good, so good. We'll get these on the grill and we'll have that Tomatillo Salsa that I mentioned. I'll be working on that in just a few minutes. And that will be Cinco de Mayo heaven here. Okay, while our chicken is marinating, I'm going to go ahead and whip up the salsa. You're probably not going to see a lot of this because it's pretty much toss it in the blender and let it rip. Let me tell you about it really quick. It's a tomatillo-based salsa. Stacy makes an amazing one. Now, she has such a gift with making salsa, but she warned me, do not use any of my recipes on your videos. So I've got to go hunting around and thinking about things and kind of throwing some things together, finding a little bit here and a little bit there and pulling it all together. That's what I've done here. But what we're going to do is we've got some freshly washed cilantro. I have 2 bunches of cilantro because we really like our salsa and I want to have some leftovers. I've got a bunch of scallions. I think I have 6 scallions here that I'm going to go ahead and chop up. I'll trim them and chop those up. I've got 10 tomatillos, if I counted correctly. There's a store here in town in the Peoria area called El Paso. It is so chock full of so many good vegetables. You would really appreciate it if you came on over. Got 4 jalapenos. I'm gonna make sure the seeds stay in. I like a little kick, so we're gonna do that. I have got a couple of serrano peppers. Hot, good stuff. And then I've got the juice of a couple of limes. I'm hoping to get about 4 tablespoons of juice out of these. We'll see how it goes. I may have to supplement. But anyway, that's all. Basically, everything is going to go into a blender. Bring in a little bit of olive oil as well. Probably about 4 to 6 tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to pulse all the vegetables and the peppers together. And then we're going to go take that out, add the olive oil and the lime juice separately, add some salt to taste, and we're ready to roll. All right, well, here we go. So I've got my tomatillo-based salsa all done. What do you think? Looks pretty good. Smells good? I'm gonna give it a taste test. I've got some grain-free tortilla chips here. Stacy loves to buy these, and she buys the store out every time she can. Yeah, let's give it a shot. That is really fresh. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I am not going to say it's better than Stacy's salsa, tomatillo-based salsa, because she makes a really, really good one. But it's different. It's a different kind of salsa, and I like it. I think it's going to work really, really well with the grilled chicken once we get it off the grill. So, very good. Well, I just got a call from Stacy. She's been away all day at a ladies' event, doing a little bit of chatting and help with some people with some things. But she said, I am hungry. So this has been in now for, take a look at that. This has been in, there we go, for 3.5 hours. Go that way now, it's sliding. And it just looks grand, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna go get my grill going. This is supposed to be at room temperature when we put it on the grill. So I want it to warm up just a little bit. So I'll leave it out for about 15 minutes. And I'll show you what I'm doing down at the grill. And we're gonna have fun, because this is gonna be good. Stick with me. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for. Get the food on the grill. We are over 400 degrees on the grill right now, and it is ready to roll. So I'm gonna go grab that meat. We're gonna go ahead and put it on there. Again, we're going to sear it on both sides and then move it over to the non-charcoal side and then let it basically cook there till it gets to about 160. I'm shooting for 160. So let's make it happen. This little tiny piece came off of one of the chicken thighs, and it just said, try me. So, hey, give it a shot. Oh, you need to do this. You need to make this. If I can make this, you can make this, and you need to make this. Oh, wow, that's good. Well, these beauties just came off the grill. I'm gonna go ahead and chop them up. I'm gonna put them on a lettuce wrap. I'm gonna add that salsa that we just made a little bit ago, and we're gonna see how they turn out. I think it's gonna be good. Okay, we're done. Let's see how it all looks. What we've got here is our Tomatillo Salsa that we put together. We also have our chili charred grilled chicken that we put together. And I put together a few lettuce wraps as well because, you know, the keto thing. So anyway, this is what we've got for dinner tonight. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's going to taste pretty good. And I think you can make it, because here's the thing. If I can cook it, so can you. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later.